Back, everyone. Maybe you didn't go to one of the largest Oktoberfest celebrations in the world or any other billions that are around town. So why not cook up your own Oktoberfest feast at home? Our buddy Kroger Chef Aaron is here to show you how you can do that. Yeah, it's funny. We get closer to the actual month of October, and there's still a handful of Oktoberfests around town. But we start having fewer of them, yet we might still want some of this stuff.
Well, of course.
What do we do?
There's a very German heritage about this city.
Yes, of course, of course. You're talking to a Herzog, for crying out loud. So I know from that German heritage. What are we cooking up, buddy?
Well, we have a combination here, right?
Okay.
We got football tonight.
We do.
We have Oktoberfest.
We do.
And Oktoberfest is a celebration of the harvest. So
okay.
I have some apples themed here.
Okay, I like it.
So we've got a couple
It is
of
apple
things.
picking weather.
Yes.
People love their apple picking.
60 degrees in the morning is just beautiful to go out.
Love it.
So let's start with something to warm you up here.
Okay.
So you have, it can be both a version of a child-friendly,
Okay.
or you can add the non-child.
Ah, good.
So what
Good.
I have is apple cider. Just buy it as is.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're going to get some cinnamon sticks. Just come in the spice aisle.
Just-
and then some crystallized ginger. And you're going to put that in there, and you're going to turn on low. You're going to let it.
Crystallized ginger.
You're going to let it simmer a little bit.
Okay.
And let it warm up. So you can do this in a crock pot. You can do it in a pot. I did this for the pot for the visual because I knew we've got that overhead camera.
Look at that. It's a beaut up there. Look at that.
So what you're going to do is you're going to let that warm up. And what I have here is some Four Roses bourbon.
Okay.
You can just kind of spoon that in. And of course, you're not going to give the bourbon to the kids.
Jen is making her way over right now. She wants to help all of a sudden.
Very, I want to learn.
It's an educational situation.
I have this in a.
Smells good.
And you're
Mason jar.
really sort of you're sort of churching something up that just, I mean, you know, it's right there, but you're throwing in the extras in there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what you have is you're going to just make those flavors pop a little bit. And it's going
Yeah.
to go perfectly with the Four Roses bourbon, which has a little bit of spice in it already. And what you're doing is you're just keeping yourself warm on the inside on those cold weather days.
Jen is acting like she's doing something just so that she can be here once we get to the commercial break.
Excellent.
But it does look really good and festive and fall and all of the things.
Well, she can have the next thing as well.
Okay, what do we got here?
So what I've done is I've taken a potato pancake
Yeah.
and I've made it a little bit more fall.
Okay.
I'm using a box grater, right? So that larger piece on the box grater.
Okay.
I'm taking an apple, don't peel it, nothing. You're gonna shred it down to the core. So you're gonna shred it down to the core.
All
you're
right.
gonna add these already peeled potatoes, and you're gonna go half and half on there. Add an egg. You're gonna add the all-purpose baking mix instead of flour. It's gonna give it a little bit of rise, a little bit of pop, and some cinnamon. And you're gonna throw that in some shallow oil, canola oil, about 350 degrees. What works really well if you don't have a thermometer for that heat, like a candy thermometer, is if you can buy one of those skillets that has those dials on it. Just turn it to 350. That'll heat up your oil perfectly.
Is it almost like a fritter?
Kinda. Yeah.
I mean,
Can I
ish.
try it? Can I try it?
So what's on top of that is an apple. I sauteed it in butter, cinnamon, and brown sugar, and I added mascarpone to it, and that's going to spread on top. So instead of your sour cream on top of there or whatever you're going to put, I've taken it and turned it a little. It's a little sweet. It's not overly sweet, and it's kind of just nice and folly. Will go great with your apple drink.
Yeah.
I could maybe trick my son and not tell him there's apples.
Apples in it. Boom.
You wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know.
Later on, it kind of you get that
Yeah.
apple flavor in
Picture
there.
on the back.
Yeah.
Picture on the back, but
Yeah.
it's delicious.
But
I like that.
crispy, flavorful,
Yeah.
kind of texture of a hash brown.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna shallow fry that.
Nice.
Hearty.
Cook it until it's crispy.
I like
All right. We got about 45 seconds left. What's the last thing over here?
I can do that. So optional, you can make your own mustard. What I've done, it's a 2-day process. I've used mustard seeds and mustard powder, fresh thyme, hot honey, and a little bit of regular honey.
A little hot honey.
And then some apple cider vinegar and an Oktoberfest out of Westside Brewing. I'm featuring Westside's Oktoberfest. You've got the Hefeweizen and the IPA. They do have a double IPA as well, and a new seasonal strawberry shandy, which is delicious. But I'm using the Oktoberfest in the mustard. It's going to be a little bit bitter, and that's why I'm adding in the honey. And you're going to let that sit for 2 days, and what that's going to do is that's going to come together, feature kind of a whole grain mustard, and that's going to go with these bratwurst that I have from Gleers. And then I'm wrapping that in
Just wrapped it in a pizza crust.
Yep, pizza crust. You're going to roll it up. You're going to cut it into this size, and you're going to blanch that for about 20 to 30 seconds in a half of cup of baking soda and water, and on simmer. Remove that, and you're going to bake it, and that's where you get your pretzel flavor. A little bit, of course, salt on top.
Of all the people who come in, it's this guy who has the recipes that people like to go and check out online because they watch and are like, man, I really want to try that. So go to local12.com later. We'll get all the information up there you need. It's a little early for you to be in today. We appreciate you taking some time.
Thank you.
Chef Aaron, the best. Jen stirring it up and oh, that was terrifying. All right, we'll be right back.
You can always find our stories here on YouTube, but go ahead and click subscribe to get notifications and stay in the know.